Sloths bear the forest's living vacuum cleaner. Its entire diet revolves around one thing: termites, by the thousands. The mouth is practically engineered for the job. Sloth bears can seal their nostrils shut and pucker their lips into a narrow tube, then suck termites straight out of a mound like an industrial vacuum hose. Some hunters in India claim they can hear a sloth bear feeding from more than 100 meters away. They roam the forests of India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, wrapped in a long, shaggy black coat with a pale V marking the chest, and long curved claws, about 8 centimeters, built to tear open a termite mound in seconds. Don't let the name fool you though. Sloth bears are genuinely dangerous. In parts of India, they injure more people than tigers do. Poor eyesight, a short temper, and a habit of standing their ground instead of fleeing make this a 130 kilograms insect specialist with almost no patience. Sun bear, the smallest bear species alive. Adults typically weigh 25 to 65 kilograms, roughly the size of a big dog. Where most bears loom over a person, a sun bear barely clears your knee. But that tiny frame hides one of the strangest tools in the entire bear family. A tongue up to 25 centimeters long, longer than its own head. It uses that tongue to pull honey from hives, dig insects out of rotten logs, and reach grubs buried too deep for any other bear to bother with. A pale crescent-shaped patch of gold or orange sits across its chest, which is where the name comes from. Local legends across Southeast Asia say the mark looks like a rising sun. Sun bears live in the tropical forests of Borneo, Sumatra, and the Malay Peninsula. Nocturnal, solitary, and critically endangered, a pocket-sized bear, carrying a tongue bigger than its face. Spirit bear, an American black bear wearing white fur. It isn't albino, it's a Kermode bear, a rare subspecies of the American black bear, found only in British Columbia's Great Bear rainforest. About 1 in 10 individuals carries a recessive gene that bleaches the coat to a creamy white. Same species, same anatomy, same diet, just a different color. The Tsimshian and Hiltsuk peoples consider these bears sacred, and for generations they kept the spirit bear's existence hidden from European settlers, fearing it would be hunted into extinction. That white coat isn't just striking, it's functional. Salmon struggle to spot a spirit bear against the bright sky when looking upward. And studies suggest spirit bears haul in roughly 30% more fish than their black-coated relatives during salmon runs. Only around 400 spirit bears exist, confined to a single stretch of rainforest on the Canadian coast, a ghost hiding in plain sight. Moon bear, also known as the Asiatic black bear. It's named for a bright crescent-shaped patch of white or cream fur on its chest, sharp and clean against the dark coat like a moon rising in the night. Moon bears are widely considered the best climbers among bears. Adults will scale trees 20 meters high without hesitation, whether to feed, sleep, or dodge a threat. Their forelimbs are unusually long and powerful, purpose-built for life in the branches. Most bear species only climb as cubs. Moon bears never really stop. They're spread across China, Japan, Korea, India, and Southeast Asia. But their populations have been gutted by the demand for bear bile in traditional medicine. Thousands are kept caged on bile farms. Fewer than 50,000 remain in the wild, making this an endangered species. A bear that never left the trees, with a moon carved into its chest. Spectacled bear, the only bear native to South America. It makes its home in the cloud forests of the Andes, across Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia, steep terrain, near constant mist, and vegetation stacked in vertical layers. Its body is built for exactly that. Strong climbing limbs, a compact frame, and a short snout suited to tearing into bromeliads and palm hearts. The name comes from the pale rings circling its eyes, like a pair of glasses. No two spectacled bears share the same pattern, so researchers use the markings to identify individuals the way you'd use fingerprints. It's also the most plant-based bear on Earth, with a diet that's roughly 95% vegetation, bromeliads, fruit, cactus, palm hearts, and occasionally cattle when times are lean. They even construct sleeping platforms high in the trees, sometimes 15 meters off the ground. Paddington famously came from darkest Peru. This is almost certainly the bear his author had in mind. A forest spirit of South America that builds its own bed in the canopy. The American black bear is the most adaptable bear species on the planet. It's established in 41 of the 50 US states, throughout Canada, and down into Mexico, thriving in forests, mountains, swamps, suburbs, and dumpsters alike. Population estimates put the total above 800,000 more American black bears than every other bear species combined. The name is a bit of a trick too. Coats range from black to brown, cinnamon, blonde, and even the white spirit bear morph. The species is defined by biology, not color. They're also remarkably clever, with documented cases of black bears prying open car doors, cracking bear-proof trash cans, and memorizing a homeowner's specific feeding schedule for years afterward. Attacks on humans are rare, unless the bear is cornered or protecting cubs. Think of it as a 200 kilograms raccoon with a graduate-level memory. Giant panda, technically classified as a carnivore. Despite a diet that's 99% plants, its digestive tract is still built like a meat-eater's. Short intestines, no specialized stomach for breaking down fibrous plants. Yet pandas spend around 14 hours a day chewing through bamboo, consuming up to 38 kilograms daily, just to compensate. Roughly 80% of what they eat passes through undigested. One curious adaptation: an enlarged wrist bone functions as a sixth thumb, giving pandas an opposable style grip, perfect for handling bamboo stalks. It evolved completely independently of a true thumb. Pandas grasp their food the way a person grips a hammer. They live in the cool bamboo forests of central China, from an estimated 1,000 individuals in the 1980s. Conservation work has pushed the wild population back up to around 1,900. A carnivore that gave up meat for a plant it can barely process, and somehow it works. Grizzly bear, the classic symbol of North American wilderness. A full-grown male can weigh around 360 kilograms and stand 2.4 meters tall on its hind legs, with a top sprint speed of 56 kilometers per h, faster than a horse over short bursts. Grizzlies are technically a subspecies of brown bear, named for the silver-tipped, grizzled look of their fur. Defining features include a prominent muscular shoulder hump built for digging, claws up to 10 centimeters long, and a distinctly concave facial profile. Their diet shifts with the season: salmon during the runs, berries by the kilogram, roots torn from frozen soil, elk calves, and the occasional raid on human garbage. Grizzlies once ranged across the entire western half of North America, but hunting and habitat loss have pushed them into isolated pockets. Only about 1,500 remain in the lower 48 states. It's not just a bear, it's the bear every other bear keeps an eye on. Kodiak bear, the largest brown bear subspecies on Earth, found exclusively on Alaska's Kodiak archipelago. Roughly 12,000 years of isolation from mainland populations produced true giants. Mature males routinely top 600 kilograms, with some reaching 700, and standing over 3 meters tall on their hind legs. The largest Kodiak ever recorded weighed 751 kilograms, heavier than any wild polar bear on record. That size comes down to abundance. Kodiak Island offers dense salmon runs, rich vegetation, and almost no competition or human pressure. The bears essentially spend their lives eating, hibernating, and growing. Around 3,500 Kodiak bears live across the islands today, at some of the highest population densities of any bear species, roughly 1 bear per 1.5 kilometers squared. Give an ordinary brown bear 12,000 years of ideal conditions, and this is the result. Polar bears are the largest land carnivore alive. Adult males weigh between 350 and 700 kilograms, with the heaviest ever recorded topping 1,000 kilograms, and can stand 3.3 meters tall on their hind legs, taller than any NBA player in history. Everything about the polar bear is engineered for Arctic survival. The fur isn't actually white. Each strand is a hollow, transparent tube that scatters light, while the skin underneath is black to soak up solar heat, backed by an 11 centimeters layer of insulating fat. A polar bear can detect a seal from over a kilometer away through a meter of solid ice, and can swim continuously for up to 9 days, covering hundreds of kilometers between ice flows. But the Arctic ice they depend on is retreating by about 13% each decade, and the hunting platform beneath their feet is disappearing. Earth's largest predator doesn't have a hunting problem, it has a vanishing floor. Midnight crawler.